Flowing through the seas of time, memories that were left behind bring us closer to the end of this journey where we grew as friends. Take me through the mist and storms in waters that are still unknown. Under guiding starlit sky we will learn how to say goodbye. And I'll take your hand and guide you through all the steps one takes to move on to a place, a world unseen to us all. But it's okay, we'll be together. And I'll take your hand and guide you through all the steps one takes to move on to a place, a world unseen to us all. But I know we will remember. And I'll take your hand and guide you through all the steps one takes to move on to a place, a world unseen to us all. But it's okay, we'll be together, my friend. Spiritfarer is the third game from the studio Thunder Lotus, known for their gorgeous handcrafted art style. The first game being the isometric hack and slash Jotun, and their second being the side-scrolling Metroidvania Sundered. Thunder Lotus is an indie studio, and their output is amazing, with each game dealing with its own thing. Jotun being about a Norse woman trying to get into Valhalla after dying at sea, a dishonorable death. Sundered being about a researcher trying to make it out of a facility in which eldritch horror is kept, with either being able to accept the horror's powers or alternatively reject them, which affects the ending. And in Spiritfarer, you play Stella, a young woman who has spent her life helping others pass on and now finds herself in the position of Spiritfarer, somebody tasked with making the final moments of spirits' lives nice so that they then pass on. The game is a side-scrolling platformer with a ship as a base that you upgrade both in space and in facilities by collecting materials and refining them using facilities, progressively obtaining more and more options on your ship. It also has mild Metroidvania elements, as each spirit you get on your ship gives you an obol, the cost of boarding your ship, which are then used to unlock platforming abilities. A double jump, a glide, a dash, which then let you traverse further areas and through that obtain more resources. Another thing that you unlock through the game are, how to say this, the spirits, and with each spirit that you help depart, you get a spirit flower, which can then be used to upgrade your ship and access further areas of the map. First a frozen one, then one with rocks, then one covered in mist. The game is absolutely gorgeous. It is very nice and calm. It doesn't have combat. The closest thing to combat encounters are specific mini games tied into locations on the map. For example, jellyfish hotspots, where you then jump across the ship collecting jellyfish flying towards it. Or thunderstorms, where you run around the ship to collect lightning in a bottle. Or meeting dragons, where you then jump around on the dragon, breaking the tumors on its back, which in turn give you resources. The game has been out for a while, but it has been slowly gaining updates to the point where we now have the so-called Farewell Edition, which includes all three updates. One of the important updates deals with a controversy around one of the characters. If you like the way the game looks, like the way the game sounds, both in terms of the music, which is gorgeous, and in terms of the description, which, I need to cover that you have to take care of the spirits by feeding them and fulfilling their requests, like in Animal Crossing. If that has sparked your interest, I suggest you go get yourself a copy. It's available on Steam and on Switch, possibly other consoles. I only have those two platforms plus my phone, so that's the only ones I can cover. Going forward, I will be dealing with spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled around the story, spoiled about the problems that have been since addressed, click off now, get the game, go play it, and enjoy one of the best life synths there are. If you're fine hearing about the problems, you can stick around. So one of the characters in the game is Gustav. Oh, this is cute. This here fancy boy owl, who in life was an art curator. But he got a disease that slowly paralyzed him, resulting in him needing to use a wheelchair. Before the updates, he had a very antagonistic relationship with the wheelchair, treating it as a burden, as something, that is holding him back, as damaged, treating himself as damaged. And people who use wheelchairs, disability advocates, pointed out that that's kind of a shitty attitude to have and should not be in the game. Thunder Lotus realized they fucked up and reworked his story, reworked his narrative, and the way his paralysis and his wheelchair is depicted, because wheelchairs are freeing. They allow people mobility, is what I would say if I wasn't living in a small town where if I had to use a wheelchair, I wouldn't be able to access the grocery store due to the step there. It is non-wheelchair accessible, not to mention the doors. So that was the big criticism that thankfully has been addressed in the updates. Now, the more personal criticism I have is nothing negative, but it's from the point of view of an author. As you play through the game, as you help more spirits pass through the Everdoor, you encounter an entity known as Hades, a giant owl made of mist and fog. Said owl appears because Stella is on her deathbed. The canonical explanation of these events is that this is her brain coping with her dying. She's imagining everything. And I don't find that satisfying, personally. That feels extremely lazy. It was all a dream. Removes all narrative, narrative weight. Because, hey, she's just dreaming, so what's the point of everything? Thus, personally, I like to read the game in a different way. And I have a feeling you might agree that it's more fun. Which is that everybody gets to be a Spiritfarer when they pass. That all these spirits are not the actual individuals you met in life, but are fragments, your memories of them, your impressions of them. And as you take care of them, as you lead them forward, you work through the impact you had on other people in your life, and which prepares you to pass on once you're ready, once you work through all that. Because that's one of the nice things about the game, is the community building aspect. The ship is a community. It's the people Stella has impacted in life greatly. There's the snake lady that was dying of cancer caused by all the chemicals she used in agriculture before she moved on, got herself a wife, and they had a lovely garden without all those chemicals that gave her cancer when she was working. There's Gwen, Stella's childhood friend, who died of lung cancer. There is her uncle Atul, who just disappeared one day. There's Alice, the lady that was, she was old and had dementia, resulting in her losing some of her faculties. There's the boy. Look at him. There's Stanley, a young boy who died of a life-threatening illness. And all these people Stella had an impact on, and they in turn had an impact on her. The lioness, Lynx, this pretty purple lynx lady, right? Her? Let me feed her. Let me give her some noodles. Where is it? Where's the noodles? Where did I put the noodles? Yeah, I cheated in the game. Shut up. It was worth it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you can also hug them. Important. She was a worker activist, straight up. Yeah, Astrid, straight up. Workers' rights. You meet her leading a strike. Her husband, Gustav, was it? He was a womanizer, but goddammit, she still loved him, and he was still charming in his own way. All these people were touched by Stella, and again, she was in turn touched by them. And that's an important thing to remember. You have an impact on those around you, on the people around you, and it's best to make it a good one, to be a warm presence in the lives of others, because kindness returns to you 1,000-fold. If you like this game, if you like this video, do consider extending your kindness towards me by donating to me monthly on Patreon, one time through Coffee, or by buying one of the things I have uploaded on my itch.io page, all of which will be linked in the description below. I've been Katie, this has been unedited footage of a Gryphon. I've been rambling for who knows how long about nothing without no point, but I hope I made some sense. And in turn, I hope you take something from this, as I took stuff from this game. Bye!